deepest gratitude for the thousands of employment you will create for our fellow Filipinos and the export revenues you will generate for the country. With this, allow me to formally welcome you all to this very important event, the inauguration of Solar Philippines Module Manufacturing Corporation. Also, please accept our sincerest congratulations, and I assure Solar Philippines Module Manufacturing Corporation of PEZA's 101% support to your operations. We are very optimistic that this inauguration ceremony today will signal greater heights for Solar Philippines Module Manufacturing Corporation, and we are likewise confident that Solar Philippines Module Manufacturing Corporation will be the most successful in its operations, and in a few years will need to expand due to its sterling successful operation. PEZA will be embarking on the creation of more economic zones in every province and cities nationwide. Muli, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Mabuhay ang Solar Philippines Module Manufacturing Corporation. God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Director General Charito Plaza. Maraming salamat po. And now we'd like to request everyone to turn their attention to our LED screen for a short presentation on Solar Philippines. It's good to be reminded of why we're here in the first place, to make lives better for the Filipino people. And the best person to talk about this is none other than the person whose vision, persistence, and skill has brought us all together in the first place. Ladies and gentlemen, to give us his short remarks, our founder, president, and our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Leandro Legarda Leviste.
Mr. President, Secretary Cusi, Director General Plaza, Administrator Masungsong, President Benavides, guests from government, private sector, civil society, mga kababayan, mga kaigsoon, maayong hapon kaninyong tanan. Nagtuon ko og gamay nga binisaya, kadtong nakauban ko si Mayor Duterte sa Davao og 2013. Ipinagbilin ako ng aking ina na mag-OJT kay Mayor Duterte. Nung nagkita kami, niyaya naman ako ni Mayor Duterte na sumakay sa kanyang taxi. Magpatrol daw kami ng Davao at manghuli ng kriminal. Sa buong Pilipinas, wala akong nakilalang leader na may tapang at malasakit katulad ni Mayor Duterte. Kaya naitanong ko, Mayor, you've done so much for Davao. Why haven't you run for national office? Kanyang sagot, the country is not ready. Many events have since transpired, and the rest, as they say, is history. Today, we are so grateful that President Duterte answered the call to run in the 2016 elections to bring change to the Philippines. And we are so humbled, Mr. President, that you have made a visit to our factory to bring attention to one of the greatest problems of our economy, the lack of manufacturing due to the expensive cost of electricity. We decided to set up this factory last year, inspired by President Duterte's push for industrialization and lower electricity rates. For years, the Philippines had the most expensive electricity in Asia, and no existing technology, whether fossil fuel or renewable, could solve this problem. Only a new and improved technology could radically lower the cost of power. Meron po kaming nabasa sa internet na sabi ni President Duterte, as is on the screen, solar is becoming cheaper now. It used to be very expensive, and now the price is diving. Mr. President, it is wonderful to know that you have been monitoring the trends of the solar industry. And we are pleased to inform you that since you made those remarks in May of 2016, the cost of panels from this facility is in fact now 40% lower than the imported panel price at that time. This is made possible by the expertise of Filipino engineers who used to work for a US solar company that shut down 2 of its factories last year and are now our employees. If we can ask the solar manufacturing employees to please stand up and be recognized. If not for the policies of the Duterte administration, these jobs and this factory would not be here today. Mas magaling pa ang mga Pilipino kaysa sa mga ibang bansa. And that is not just a statement. Napapatunayan yan kasi ang mga Chinese mismo sa factory na ito nagpapagawa ng solar panel sa Pilipino. Half of the output of this factory will be used for assembly with Chinese companies exporting to the US and Europe kasi pati ang Amerikano at ang European gusto po nila, sir, made in the Philippines. And this is a testament to the international community's confidence in the Philippines under President Duterte. For years, inuuna po ng mga Chinese and other manufacturers, Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam. Pero nung naupo si President Duterte, nagbago na ang paningin ng buong mundo sa manufacturing sa Pilipinas. And hopefully, within this term, will generate up to 500,000 jobs, both in manufacturing and in the installation of solar panels. Mr. President, we are here because we want to give back to our country. And as you say, give every Filipino a comfortable life. We measure our success not in terms of revenue or profit, but our contribution to the national development. Especially the impact that we give to the poorest of the poor Filipinos. Thus, we are pleased to announce our latest offered price to the country's electric utilities, using panels manufactured here to supply the lowest cost in Philippine history. Whereas the cost of solar energy on this screen used to be $968 and then $869. And the average generation rate that Filipinos, rich and poor, are paying is 5 to 6 pesos per kilowatt hour. Binagsakan namin ho ang aming presyo at ibinigay na natin ang tubo to deliver consumers the lowest cost power in the history of the Philippines. Halos 3 piso na lang ang magiging singil ng henerasyon sa Pilipinas kung manggagaling po sa solar energy. And if our utilities will only listen to the new reality that fossil fuel is no longer a necessary evil, renewable energy is not only clean, is now reliable, but is most importantly the cheapest source of power. Applied to our country's entire demand, this will give the Philippines one of the lowest generation costs in the world, saving Filipinos 5 trillion pesos over 25 years, 200 billion pesos a year. So the average Filipino paying 3,000 pesos a month will only pay 2,000 pesos a month. Everyone will save 30% on their electric bills. This does not need any new technology, nor, most of all, it does not need any subsidy or direct government support. Customers like SM have already shown that solar means savings and are doing it in their own private capacity. What this needs is for EPIRA's retail competition and open access policy to be implemented so consumers will have the right to choose where to buy their electricity rather than being monopolized by a few players. However, Mr. President, no matter how low generation rates become, low-cost power cannot reach our countrymen, especially the poor, if utilities block consumers from accessing solar energy. Marami hong mga nagsasabi na kung mag-install ka ng solar panel sa inyong bubong, puputulan ka ng electric cooperative. Mura man ang generation, kung minomonopolize ang distribution, hindi ito mapapakinabangan ng karaniwang Pilipino. And to illustrate this, we are constructing the first megawatt-scale solar battery microgrid in Asia to bring reliable 24-hour power to the town of Paluan, Occidental Mindoro. And we have a brief AVP to show about this town.
Ako po si Susan Pagwagan, may 3 anak. Ang power po namin dito, palaging nagba-brownout out. Hindi makapag-aral yung mga anak ko ng mabuti. Kapag gabi, gumagamit lang kami ng kandila. Yun po talaga ang hinahanap ng mga mamamayan dito na magkaroon ng continuous na ilaw kasi ang hirap ng walang kuryente. Nahihirapan kami para sa mga anak namin.
Ako po si Melody Jane Dilara. Ako po yung teacher in charge dito po sa Katuray Minority School. Kapag po walang kuryente, hindi po comfortable yung mga bata. Hindi po ganun ka-effective yung teaching and learning. Yung pong gamit namin ng technology, syempre po pagka walang kuryente, hindi rin po namin siya magamit ng maayos. Yun po ang situation namin dito.
March 2017 came, we had this National Conference of Mayors, and then that day, I met Solar Philippines. We discussed everything, tapos doon ako sobrang na-excite. Ang Paluan, isa sa magiging una at magiging pioneer at magiging example ng clean energy.
Yung pagkarinig ko po noon, siyempre po masaya sa pakiramdam na magkakaroon kami ng solar, na magkakapower kami ng ganun. May improve na po yung barangay namin na magkaroon kami ng ganun. Hindi na po mahihirapan ang bawat pamilya namin.
As the text in the outro of the video states, the Philippines can reach 100% rural electrification during the term of this administration, if only every Filipino is allowed to install and avail of solar energy. This solar battery microgrid in Occidental Mindoro will make the town that has currently one of the worst power in the country have one of the best power in the country at a lower rate than any other comparable utility. Mag-brownout man ang buong Luzon, matumba man ang national grid, may ilaw pa sa Paluan, Mindoro kapag natapos po itong proyekto. Mr. President, the ERC has drafted rules currently being deliberated by industry stakeholders to formally legalize microgrid installations. If these rules are approved, we can end energy policy in the Philippines. Lahat ng mga mahihirap na bayan na walang kuryente o masama ang serbisyo ng electric co-op ay maaari nang magkaroon ng kuryente na walang brownout at mas mura pa sa madaling panahon. Sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, nilalapitan kami ng mga consumers na gustong magkabit ng solar na walang puhunan, hulugan lang, katulad ng setup namin sa SM. Dito mismo, sa bayan ng Tanawan, Batangas, napakaraming mga consumers gustong magbuo ng sariling solar cooperative dahil sa rotating brownouts ng co-op. Ngunit, hanggat malinawan ng ERC na maaring kumuha ng kuryente ang consumer sa kung saan man nais nila, magkakaroon pa ng iilang mga kooperatiba na sasabi na kung maglalagay kayo ng solar panel, puputulan namin kayo. If given the right to build solar cooperatives, as well as the elimination of red tape resulting from President Duterte's Executive Order 30 to expedite the permitting of power projects, we can commit today that DOE and NEA's goal of 100% electrification can be achieved for barangays by 2019 and every household in the Philippines by 2022, by which time every Filipino will be able to enjoy reliable 24-hour power and save 1,000 pesos a month on their electricity bills. Sa pamamagitan ng factory na ito, bababa na ang presyo ng kuryente sa Pilipinas. Dadami ang magkakaroon ng trabaho sa mga pabrika. Mapapabilis ang pag-unlad ng Pilipinas at hanggang sa mga susunod na henerasyon, maaalala na kaya ang Pilipinas na dating pinakamahal ang kuryente sa Asia, naging pinakamura na dahil sa mga progresibong polisiya ng DOE, NEA at Duterte administration. At salamat sa pinakamatapang at may malasakit na presidente sa kasaysayan ng Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat din to our President, Mr. Leandro Leviste. As mentioned by Leandro, the President's vision of accelerating the country's industrialization, empowering high-value industries, generating jobs, and ultimately uplifting Filipinos from poverty is truly inspiring. So at this moment, may we call the President to lead the ceremonial unveiling of our Solar Philippines factory panels. A solar panel embossed with a map of the Philippines, to be assisted by Mr. Leandro Leviste, President of Solar Philippines. May we also request everyone on stage to join the ceremonial unveiling. I know that this token is an actual working panel. So at the count of 1, 2, 3, they will unveil. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, would like
show po our love and admiration for our idol, President Duterte. Nagkusa po yung mga empleyado ng Solar Factory na gumawa ng special Digong Edition solar panel.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. That's a nice one. At this juncture, may we now call on the Department of Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi, to introduce our guest of honor.
Mga kasama, ang may malasakit at tapang na Pangulo ng Pilipinas, Mayor Rodrigo Duterte.
Kindly sit down. Thank you. Senadora Loren, may kandidato na ako ng presidente. 2022. Does it sound nice, President Leandro Leviste? Ang bunganga parang semi-Trump, pati ang kulang na lang yung putang ina. Ang Pilipinas po, without the PI, hindi mo ma-disiplina. That's the nature of the Philippines, puro pilosopo. At mas marunong talaga sa presidente. Mahirap yung, kasi multi-tribe kasi. Hindi naman lahat Bisaya, hindi naman lahat Tagalog. It's a multi-tribe and the clashing of cultures and who is the better than the other. But let me just say that, I'll acknowledge the people of government dito, Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi, the members of the Diplomatic Corps, Senator Loren, First Mother, o ano, kami, Ligarda. I think they'll just have to give up your plans and in favor of, mas dito, pabor ako sa kay Leandro. Marunong and you're very lucky. You have a son who's visionary and who has the will. Ayan ang importante dyan Your vision and the will to do it, to implement it. Mukha atang nandyan sa iyo, Leandro. Better stay out from the girls. Baka masisira tayo. Are you married? No, not yet. Married ka na? Wag. Do not deprive yourself of the choices. Presidential Advisor of Southern Tagalog, Jose Maria Nicomedes Dennis Hernandez. Mr. Leandro, I said, keep it up. You are a visionary. And if by perchance you become a public official, ang kailangan mo lang is the will to implement and to do it. Director General Charito Plaza, Mr. Roy Oico, Chief Operating Officer of the Solar Philippines, employees and personnel of the Solar Philippines. Ang pabata ninyo, may isa diyang Taliban kanina galing sa... Ang akala ko ang umabot dito ang maoti lang pati ISIS. Dumating na pala. Mga kasama ko sa gobyerno, ang minamahal kong kababayan. I thank Solar Philippines for its efforts to advance the country's solar energy. Establishment of the state-of-the-art facility in Santo Tomas, Batangas is timely and relevant as we address the increasing demand for renewable energy. Since developing solar energy projects in the Philippines mostly requires imported materials, it is high time that we begin to establish local solar power factories. Aside from helping us achieve energy sufficiency, this is an exciting time for you to start your venture as we are making substantial gains in our social and economic reforms. I look forward to the realization of your company's goal to be the largest exporter of solar batteries next to China. Your solar products and services are expected to meet the need of solar panels in the Philippines and other countries to increase supply and lower the cost of solar photovoltaics. Rest assured that we in government shall continue to support the development of renewable energy and country. Let me cut my prepared speech. Hindi kasi ako, I'm not sold to the idea of making promises that I cannot keep. And if you were listening or just maybe asking questions at a time, and you'd remember that I would end early in the debates, well, the reason is very simple. I did not make many promises. One is that I said, I will stop corruption in government. And I'm doing it. Dito sa administration ko, there will be no corruption. At sinabi ko sa inyo as a guarantee, huwag naman yung basura which were brought during the last elections. But itong sa anak ko, at ano ko yung mga basura nila, yung sa bangko, they are allowed to open our accounts. At kung totoo yung may pera na sobra-sobra ako, sinabi nila sa election, na meron akong 11 billion, my God, you can have my resignation tomorrow. I will step down. Wala akong pera na gano'n. Itong anak ko naman, meron din akong anak na enterprising. At the age of 18 years old, nagtana niya ng isang Moro lady. Ang pangalan, Lovely. This is a nationwide broadcast, so I might just tell you, I am not defending my son. Prove it, it is true, and I will resign. Sabi ko, anyone involved in my family na sa corruption, bababa ako pagka-presidente. No excuses, no apologies. Pero yun, totoo lang. All they have to do is to prove, kasi yung dating, it's a rehash actually of during the last election. Kaya ako, I was the only one in the Philippines who could afford to attack Inquirer and ABS-CBN at binaboy ko talaga sila. Simply wala kayong makuha sa akin. I said, you can go anywhere in the four corners of the world. You can go to AMLAC and the rural banks, wala kayong makitang pera na ganyan sa akin. I have been 40 years in government the early years as a prosecutor, then the rest for 23 years as mayor. At sinabi ko sa inyo noon, wala ako niyan. At ngayong presidente na ako, mas lalo kayong privilege to subpoena whatever, if you dig up my records, and what I earn is really what I work for. Mga anak ko, they have their own lives. Itong si Pulong, ang negosyo ng asawa niya, yung mga Muslim vendors yan Tatay niya is a father-in-law niya si Kalagan, ay Tausug, and the mother is a Maranao. Yun yung mga vendors sa Davao, jars, ukay-ukay. Napasali siya dyan sa pamilya ng asawa niya, ang negosyo. My son eloped with my daughter-in-law when he was only 18. Nawala sa buhay namin yung bata na yan. At sumama dyan sa, kasi may lola naman yan yung Muro. So he was lost to us. Kaya makikita mo yan sa pantalan. Kung magtanong lang kayo na sa pantalan, palaging nasa pantalan yan, tumutulong sa in-laws niya. Walang hanap buhay. And he has to earn his keep. And he had to work for the family. Pero kung yung mga jazz ukay-ukay, yung pinapalusot ng in-laws niya, if that is smuggling, then give me an accounting and I will resign. Walang problema yan sa akin. But what am I committed to do is there will be no corruption in this government. I will not allow it. And noon yung sa cabinet level, could take you years to follow up. I just gave my cabinet members 1 month. And the directors, mga agencies, bureaus, only 15 days. Either you approve it or disapprove it, but let it out in 1 month or 15 days. Kasi nga naman itong sa, not all, but ang sakit niyan is indolence. Too lazy really. Mabuti lang yan sila kung first grade and bagong pasok. I know, I've been mayor for 23 years. I've been a congressman for 1 term. I've been a vice mayor to my daughter. Yung panahon na binugbog ni Inda yung sheriff, she was the mayor. I was the only vice mayor. So, matagal ako sa gobyerno. I never lost an election. Diretso-diretso yan. Kaya matagal ako sa gobyerno, alam ko yan. Pagdating niya doon sa supervisory work, tanda na, tamad na. Indolence sets in. Kaya talagang ever so slow to fast-track everything, I give them time limitations. Talagang ganon ang, then do away with the opportunity for corruption. Meron pa rin. I promised during the elections, I will finish the drug problem in 3 to 6 months. I admit that I committed a mistake in my estimation. You know why? Ang environment ko kasi yung nasa paradigm ko about law and order, about drugs, ang Davao. Ang template ko, Davao. I never expected that nung ako na ang maging presidente, ang harapin ko right at the start were 9 police generals who were into drugs. Hindi ko alam na lahat corrupt, pati police, lahat. And to think that the very agencies I was expecting to help me, mga Bureau of Customs, ay nagpupuslit rin pala ng droga. Oh, how can I finish this garbage in 6 months? Kung mismo yung gobyerno ko nandyan, I thought all the while that it was in Davao na takot lahat to commit a mistake. But I did not know that corruption and all nandoon. So, tama sila. Mali ako. No, I have no illusions. Sabi ko nga sa military pati police, if you think that that is another leader who can do it, go for it. We do not have to fight each other and to shoot it out with the PSG because after all, they are also policemen, magprangkahan tayo. Pag ayaw na ninyo sa akin, sabihin ninyo, no need for a violence. Not because takot akong mamatay, kasi handa na ako niyan. Ayaw ko yung armed forces mo mag-turmoil, tapos magpatayan kayo lang. There always be violence there somewhere, even for a short time. Kaya magprangkahan tayo, wala akong takot-takutin ako noon. Si goddamn shit. Wala ako niyan. I am 72 years old. Maid na ako. I'm just trying to help my country. Kaya nung tanong kami tinanong niya ako, you should run for the presidency. What for? I made. I am way and above over yung mga palakpakan, yung mga adulation. Tapos na ako dyan. I have an excess of that. More than enough to last me a lifetime. Wala na ako dyan. Ako basta makatulong lang. Pero I made just three promises nga. No corruption. I will go after drugs because it is destroying the country. And if I do not get rid of drugs, I will compromise the next generation. Kasi hindi ko alam kung sinong hawak dyan. I would never know who would be the next president for the next 2 to 3 terms. And during my time, it is really malala. And I have that duty to destroy it. My orders to the military and the police was not to go into just 1 or 2 operations, police action, punitive actions. I ordered them to destroy the apparatus of a drug organization. Hindi ko matapos yan kung hindi ko patayin yung nagluluto ng droga and pag-neutralize ko yung distribution. Kasi kung may distributors, wala naman drogang i-distribute, wala rin. O may mga droga, pero wala namang mag-distribute, wala rin. Kung patay ang mga drogista, di wala lahat. Why should I be afraid to neutralize you? My order was to destroy. And if to destroy, the police and the military will kill you. That is your problem. That is not mine. But what I reminded again the military and the police is that it should be in the performance of duty. That you are not allowed to kill a person who is kneeling down begging for his life. That is murder. Itong mga pulis at military, hindi ko na kailangan that every time I issue an order, mag-lecture ako, the modalities and the procedure. Lalo na yung pulis, they have 4 years in the police academy. 2 years of that is about criminology. So nag-aral na yan sila. When I say you catch him, it includes, doing the arresting. Then if there is a violent resistance, they have to defend themselves. Ayaw ko makita yung mga pulis ko pa sundalo ko namatay. And the public has not realized that I have lost so many soldiers and policemen. Nung isang araw dito yon sa Batangas, no? It was here. Yung nag-grade tapos tinamaan yung police na unahan. At alam mo ilang edad ang tumira? 16 years old. I'm not justifying yung sa Caloocan. It was really bad. Hindi naman performance of duty yung gano'n. Do not commit a crime. Ganito yan. Para lang malaman na, mga abogado dito, and they will explain to you further. When you are a criminal, and there's the police, the duty of the police is to arrest. And the duty of arresting is to confront you and to invite you to the station for questioning. We are found to be in possession of a gun. And the duty of a criminal, whether you are brave or not, is to surrender to the authorities. Now, the rule is, if you do not want to be taken into custody and you have a resistance, the police must overcome that resistance para madala ka doon sa istasyon to be investigated. In resisting, lumaban ka, the police is just doing his duty. And he's not supposed to die doing his duty. Kaya pag mag-resist ka, he must overcome the resistance. Then if you have a gun, you will just have to shoot you. Ganon yan. At ito naman ang nangyayari sa kano. Pagka ang pulis may enkwentro, he fires his M16, naka-auto, brrrt, tinamaan yung kriminal at tumama siya ng 10 na inosenteng tao. The policeman is not liable for the death of the criminal and all others. They are consequences of doing illegal act of arresting a criminal. Kung itong kriminal na ito ang magbaril sa pulis, tinamaan ang pulis, 10 rin ang namatay doon sa bala ng baril niya. He is responsible for the death of the policeman and all others na namatay o nasaktan because of his resistance. Because he is a criminal. And therefore, he must be liable for all the consequences. Ito namang pulis, he will fight the criminal, but he cannot be held answer for he was just in the performance of duty. Nobody wants to kill innocent person. Kaya yung itong sakian, I have ordered the arrest. Hindi lang alam ng media, but right after it happened, I called Bato to arrest the guys and place them in jail. To wait for inquest. Tuloy-tuloy na yan if it's murder. But I ordered the NBI, an independent agency under the Department of Justice. Yun ang... Now, let us be clear on this. Mabuti trapunta rin ako dito. I said, I will protect those who are doing their duty. I never promised to protect those who are supposedly engaged in doing their duty but committing a crime in the process. Abuses, that cannot be done. So when you make an arrest, you calibrate. If just using a stick or a bat, then you immobilize him, shoot him in the hand. If he's using a gun or a bolo or a knife, and you think that your life is in danger, that will justify the policeman to kill you. Yeah, and there will be more of that, so that you are just put into notice na ganon ang batas. Ngayon, yung masabit, trabaho lang nila. Alam mo, ang pulis, pag nasuspended yan sila, The day that they are suspended, they lose their salaries. Hindi nakakain ang pamilya. Ang mga bata maghinto na sa pag-aaral. Wala nang pamasahe. At bakit ko hayaan yung mga tao nagtatrabaho para sa tao? Why would I allow them to flounder? And that is why I gave him, when I said, I will help you, it does not really say that bringing them out of jail. I will provide for their lawyers. Tapat lang. Trabaho sila sa gobyerno, tapos hayaan mo. Kaya man, ako yung na hindi, I do not about. Si Jonathan, matagal sa Davao yan. Will tell you. Ganon talaga yan. Pero yung mga abusadong pulis, yung mga pulis na nag-kidnap, tapos pag-kidnap, meron pang deed of sale yung mga biktima. Kung walang pera, papermahin mo ng low life na. No? Sabi ko yan, pinatungan ko nga ng ulo. 2 million dyan silang lahat. For those policemen who have committed a crime of gun for hire o kidnapping lalo na, itong sa drugs, maraming laro dito. Planting of evidence, tapos maghingi ng pera, kung wala kang pera, ang deed of sale sa bahay mo, nandyan na pirmahan mo lang. Ito yung dapat patayin. Sabi ko sa polis, patayin ninyo kung hindi kayo ang papatayin ko. Yan ang simpleng istorya sa buhay natin. Now, you want me to change? No. You want, I'll be destroyed? Yes. I'll be impeached? Correct. I am not. I can be impeached. Gusto mo, barilin mo ako. But I will not change my policy. There will be war against drugs because I have to protect. That's my oath to buhit. The mass of population, ang mga walang tao marami, I have that sworn duty to defend the people and protect the republic. Wala akong. Bakit papayagan ko? Sinasabi ko sa inyo, ang Shabu nagkalat. How did Maute finance their terrorism? We have examined all transactions sa remittances ng kukunti lang. Ang marami doon yung sinoblesa, yung babae na pulis. Sabi ko sa inyo, and you have heard me before, every day sinasabi ko, huwag ninyong sobrahan, do not force my hand into it. Do not force me to declare martial law. Kasi pag inabot ng panahon yan, I will really declare martial law. And I was referring to Marawi at that time because there was already a build-up. Alam na ng police pati military at sinabi na sa akin, but I was appalled na for 3 months nakapag-ipon sila ng mga ordinances, bala, explosives and all. Kita mo yan on the 3rd month. At hanggang ngayon may mga explosives sila. Doon pala sa tunnel nagreserba na. And that's the ISIS. At alam nitong mga military nga nandito sa harap ko, the first command conference, nobody was talking about. We were talking about drugs, we're talking about, but not the terrorism. Ang sinabi ko, gentlemen, maybe you have just overlooked it, but to me, there is a darkening clouds in the horizon, and it is the terrorism and ISIS. Together with our extremists. On the dot ako. Tanungin ninyo yan silang mga generals. And I was the only one talking about it. Because ako lang ang taga Mindanao. One of the reasons why I was compelled to run was that kaming lima doon, nobody was talking about Mindanao. And it was the most dangerous issue at that time until now. Well, sino narinig ninyo na talking about? Ako lang. And I was afraid for our country. Sinasabi ko sa inyo, and you will remember me for this if we fail. Tandaan ninyo, that if there is no reconfiguration of our system of government, we will never win a war in Mindanao. And we will lose it, maybe. Kasi babalik na naman ako ng lecture parang bata. Long before the Spaniards and the American came in the Philippines, Mindanao was already Islam. And pagdating ng mga Espanyol, they tried to Christianize Mindanao. They failed. And they fought a war. When the Americans came, they did the same. And they tried to massacre after massacre, pati yung Palangiga. They failed. This republic tried to impose order in Mindanao. Only for a short while. Then we go back to war. Why? Ang dream nila may poste. There's a rallying point there. What is it? It is Islam. Pero the bulk of yung sa Shabu sa Visayas came from Mindanao. Kaya mas marami akong army na matay dahil when you breach a place, pag inatake mo o ano mo yung mga planta doon, hindi kaya ng pulis, mamamatay talaga yan. You need an army or the Marines to go first inside. And that is why drug-related deaths of the AFP, pati PNP, mas maraming ako sundalong patay kasi nauuna sila pagpasok, ang kaharap nila mabasuka pati M60. Kita mo, there is a rebellion. Look at the arms. Nakita. And sinasabi ko, Senator Loren, na we are already in narcotic. Ang ating almost mga tigaluto ng droga o tigapasa or protectors, yung mga karamihan, ang mga kapitan. Kaya hindi ako, this is a policy statement now. That is why I objected to an election. Kasi pag nag-election tayo, ang manalo yung suportado ng drug money. Hayaan mo muna yan sila dyan. At hanapan natin ng paraan na para patayin o ano, para kapag, talaga, ay harap-harapan, takinak yung mga kapitan, let's say kayo. Yayariin ko talaga kayo. Yayariin ko talaga, maniwala ka. Kita mo, Osamis, how many decades it was under the Parahinogs na who were running the show. Drugs. Ang economy ng Osamis City, maganda ha. Wala masyadong pobre doon. because they had a factory, not as profitable as this one, more than actually. Pero kagaya kay Leandro, yung mga mayor doon may factory sila, droga. Ang masakit sa akin, kasi pinapatay ng pulis ng mayor, yung mga pulis na ayaw sumunod. Kaya doon talaga, look at paghukay nila. Di ba hinukay nila yung mga kalansay? O sino yung nakuha na isa doon? Yung isang pulis for the longest time missing. Hindi na nakita ng pamilya. Doon lang pala inilibing dyan sa malapit sa... Kaya kung gano'n na ang laro, wag, do not mayor ka, gobernador ka. Sorry. Sabi ko, I'm losing popularity. Subi. Hindi ako popular. Ayaw ko na yan. Tapos ng eleksyon eh. You dream of voting somebody else. But I have my candidate come 2022. Batangan nyo to, lalaban to. I can only support people who are decent. Ako, bugoy ako sa bunganga pati sa lahat. Corruption. Girls. Check. Lahat man. You see? Yun ang butit because it is really a policy. No elections now. Elections, manalo kayong mga yawa. That's the long and short resort. Why I have to protect the police? Noon, bakit hindi active ang police? Hindi active ang police kasi walang protection. Pag nasuspend o kinalaban ng, yun, gaya nung kay Parahinog, papatayin ka ta, just in Cotabato, ganun. In Mindanao, ganun. Pag mahina ang bituka mo dyan, pero wag mo akong isali dyan, kaya na. Ngayon na, yun lang man ang tatlo. Kaya pagka, di ba sa debate sabi ko, tapos na ako. O itong isa, bakit papalit-palit ng same story? Why don't you just tape record your speech and so that... Ganun, tatlo lang ako. Kasi alam ko, yun lang ang tatlo. And I am staking, ulema, for all to hear. I am staking my life, my honor, and the presidency itself. If I lose it in the process, sa yung three basic promises ko, corruption, droga, pati criminality, then so be it. Hanggang dyan lang ako. Sabi ng Diyos, it's time for you to go. So wala ko itong... Pero huwag kayong magkamali dyan. Criticisms, media, I will not retreat. Hanggang hindi ito matapos ang droga at ang victim. Ganito yan eh. Mga anak dyan sa likod. May mga anak kayo. Karamihan sa inyo mukhang may asawa na. Tama? O, yan, ayusan nga ka ng buhok. Kasi kagaya natin, mahirap lang tayo. Pinalaki tayo ng nanay natin. Pinakain tayo, gatas, sakripisyo lahat. Kaya nang ang kanta ni Freddy Aguilar. Kasi pagtanda namin, kayo na naman ang magpakain sa amin. Walang security, walang mga health system, Medicare, wala. Para sa mahirap, wala. Walang pera palagi. So kung pagtanda namin, I have to rely on you for my subsistence. Ikaw yung susubo sa lugaw ko, sa bunganga ko. Ikaw yung magbili ng medisina. Ikaw yung magbayad sa oxygen pati sa ospital. Kung puro gago na kayo, tatamaan kayo ng droga ng baba sa Pilipinas, who will take care of me? Kung pareho basag na kayo at about 30%. Kagaya ng sabi ng OFW, tama yun. Kung disgrasya lang yun o kalukuhan ng pulis, wala na tayong magawa, tapos na yun. Pero yung OFW, nandoon sila sa ibang bansa. The father is maybe in Qatar, the other one is in Bahrain. They endure loneliness. Yung iba, inaabuso pa. Tapos pagbalik nila dito, ang makita lang nila, ang anak nilang, alam mo pag ang pamilya nawalaan ng tatay, pati nanay o anak, it is dysfunctional. It can no longer function as a family. There will always be dysfunctional. Kaya pag nawala ang tatay, ang nanay, lalo na, ang mga bata dito, vulnerable. Talagang kayang hatakin at lukuhin. Walang proteksyon eh. Walang every afternoon, saan na si uwi na. They are earning money so that they can send their children to finance their schooling here in the Philippines. But kung maraming droga, at available and vulnerable yung mga bata, tapos maramihan nagagago, then my bleeding heart will not allow you. Hihiritan talaga kita. Gagantihan ko yung pasama mo. Mahirap eh. Sabihin ninyo, masama ang si Duterte ang hangarin. Sabi ko, inyo yan. Iba-iba tayo because magkaiba-iba ang ugali natin. If you do not agree with mine, well, hanggang dyan lang tayo. I said, there's always, you can assassinate me, you can impeach me or file cases, go ahead. But I will stick with my campaign promise. And I repeat, I will not allow corruption. Pati sa gobyerno, tatalagang hihiritan kita. I will not condone corruption. Drugs, criminality, because it destroys nature. I've been very frank with you. I'm a lawyer. I'm a trial prosecutor. I've never been an economist. And may grades doon, bagsak ata. But I told you I can get most of the a lot of them, most of the cabinet members are either my childhood friends who was the valedictorian since kindergarten kami, Dominguez. Then I have Tugade, yung transportation. He was my classmate sa law school sa San Beda. He was our valedictorian. Si Salalima. He's also a graduate of my alma mater natin. Kasi cum laude. Ako lang ang, do you know that long before, Senator Lolan, do you know, long before yung K-12, nauna na ako. Kaya may reklamo ko yung K-12. I was also, initially I had my misgivings about the stretching of the years of education of a child. I was lectured upon by Briones and the rest. Now, sabi ko, I was educated, maybe enlightened more of the, and so I agreed that it is good. Pero kung kayo nagre-reklamo yung K-12 na yan, nauna ako dyan, ma'am. Yung mga bata, I was the original K-12. I finished high school in 7 years. So, 4 years lang naman noong high school. 7 years was just to familiarize myself with the benefits of K-12. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President, for that wonderful speech. May we request the President for a photo opportunity with the entire team of Solar Philippines. But may we request that all guests remain in their respective seats for a few more minutes. Mr. President.
Para sa pagbabago, sawa na ang bayan ko sa magnanakaw na kapo. Madilim na kahapon, ikaw ang mataahon. Sa piling mo, di ko mawawala ang korupsyon. Tayo na, Pilipinas, tayo na magbago. Hawak kamay tayo. Para sa tunay na pagbabago. Masdan mo ang paligid, alamak mga krimen, rape, droga at mga nakawan, dapat nga mapigilan. Tayo na, Pilipinas, tayo na.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, Mr. President, we'll do a factory tour.
Para sa pagkasenso, ikaw at ako, tayong lahat kay Rodrigo. Duterte, para sa tunay na pagbabago.
Why am I here? I am here because I love my country and I love the people of the Philippines.
May we request Solar Philippines staff to please sit down while the